there any public comment on items not on today's agenda? Seeing none, let's just roll right in. Nancy Rattel, would you like to introduce this first item? This is a request to authorize the chair to sign an amendment to fiscal year 2021 contract with PHC.
Good morning, commissioners. Very well. That is the motion, just requesting the board approve this chair to the amendment for contract. This has to do with the Community Assistant Fund grant awards that were made for fiscal year 2021. Because of COVID, they have not been able to draw down those funds. So this is just a housekeeping task to extend the contract period through June 2022.
And this would be for
thanks.
The food bank, correct?
Yeah,
At the food bank?
yeah, the
Yes.
satellite office at the food bank.
Okay,
I motion to approve the amendment.
I will second that. Further discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye. Thanks,
so
Nancy.
much, Nancy.
Thanks.
All right, second, Jessica Bird, we have a request to authorize the chair to sign an amendment to the commercial lease agreement between the Missoula County Superintendent of Schools Office and PI Property Management.
Can you hear me okay? This is the first time I've used this mic.
Yes, you're
Okay.
crystal
It works
clear.
great.
Okay, awesome. So the building here at 438 West Spruce is being sold, and we are going to move our office over to the Risk and Benefits building at 410 West Spruce is being sold. We're going to move over to 438 West Spruce, the old Risk and Benefits building, next month. And so you guys had signed a 3-year contract with PI Property Management in November. This is just saying that as of May 26th, the contract is null and void for both of us, and the lease is done early. And so that's essentially what this is.
And so we're not on the hook for anything to pay anything above and beyond this period of time where we're canceling.
No, we actually have a prorated amount we're paying for May since we're getting out a few days early, and that's it.
Oh, great. I motion to approve the amendment. Is it an amendment that is before us?
It is.
Okay.
I will second that. Any further discussion on the motion? See none. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thanks, Jessica.
Thanks,
Good
Jessica.
luck with the move.
Steve Nide, we have a request that the board sign an affidavit for subdivision exemption application for boundary line relocation at the Sealy Shop / airport.
Yes, I'll be brief. Sign the affidavit.
So not to belabor the topic, but what's happening here?
MDT, which owns and operates the Sealy Airport, has in the last few years used a small portion of our shop property as a pilot's campground. And that area also contains the airport beacon. And they would like to purchase that. I'm not sure exactly the financial arrangement, but I think there's basically going to be a trade whereby we acquire some of their property and they acquire some of ours of equal value. So the subdivision exemption affidavit is for a boundary line relocation between the two ownerships, Missoula County's shop property and MDT's airport property.
Hey, Steve, I'm going to jump in really quick. We had talked about doing a trade with DNRC in the past, but we weren't going to be able to do that. And so we're just simply selling that area to MDT. And I can show you that area on a aerial if you want to see it.
If you can do it quickly.
Yeah.
I've actually camped there. I know the area.
All right. Can you see my
pilot, Juanita?
Well, my friend was a pilot. Is a pilot.
Go ahead. Can you see my screen? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, the campground is in this area right here, and they lease that space from us. So we would essentially just sell it. The beacon is right here. Talked to Joe, and they're good with the sale. They don't use this property because it is the campground. So
I'm assuming there is a boundary line to be had that can be relocated here.
Yes, I put forth in a packet the briefest of the affidavit, just the affidavit and the exhibit before and after the location. The subdivision exemption application is 11 pages long. The entire application is 123 pages. I didn't think you really needed to see all the health department stuff. So you got a brief visual in the packet that I submitted along with the affidavit. Once you sign the affidavit, I will submit the whole packet to CAPS. Once I get their approval, I can move forward with the survey and the transfer of property.
Okay, thanks, Steve. I motion to sign the affidavit, and thanks, Shane. Oh, and here it is, yep.
Yep, I will second that. Any further discussion on the motion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thanks, Steve. Thanks, Shane.
Thanks, commissioners.
Okay, Bryce Christians, we have a request that the board approve an interlocal government agreement between Missoula County and Missoula County Conservation District that outlines their financial commitment to the design and construction of their portion of the Rocky Mountain Gardens and Exploration Center.
Yes, so I'm excited that we have this interlocal government agreement for you guys to sign today. The Conservation District Board of Supervisors approved and signed this agreement at their April meeting, and it basically lines out that they're providing $250,000 for the design and construction of their portion of the new facility, which includes 4 offices, and then there's shared boardroom and education classroom space. There are other components of our agreement, obviously, that'll be outlined in more of an operations agreement as far as utilities and things like that. But yeah, I'm excited for this partnership.
Thanks. Any questions, Juanita?
No, likewise. Let's keep moving forward. So, yes, I motion to sign this interlocal agreement.
I will second that. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye. Thanks so much,
All right.
Bryce.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you. I look forward to groundbreaking.
Yes.
Me too.
It looks like you have another item, Bryce. Not
do.
just trust fund grant.
Yep, so this is a Knox Weed Trust Fund grant agreement with Department of Agriculture. We were awarded $26,900 to support the Montana Biocontrol Coordination Project. So that's the effort that does collections, monitoring, supports research, foreign exploration for biocontrol efforts in the state of Montana, also ships insects and collaborates with surrounding states and federal agencies. So they're giving us money.
Let's receive that money.
Awesome.
I motion to approve the. I don't have the language in front of me. What's the vehicle?
Sign the Noxious Weed Trust Fund grant agreement.
I motion to sign the Noxious Weed Trust Fund grant agreement. Thanks, Bryce.
Excellent. I will second that. Any further discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Oh, thank you, Dave. I need you to run all my Zoom meetings because this is awesome. I'm really rolling through these.
Yes, I think we're going to be on the cutting edge of meetings right here. So let's move right along. Shane Stack, you have the next 3 items. Why don't you just roll through them for us?
Yeah, so they're basically property acquisitions for the Mullen Build project. So I'll cover 2 on the George Elmer Mullen roundabout. So the image that I hope you're seeing on your screen is a roundabout. Is that correct?
Yep.
You can see it.
Yep.
All right, perfect. So there's 2 properties that we'll be dealing with on this one. The first one is the Jarris Bray property. And I believe he's got this approach here and this approach here on the current Highway 263 or Mullen Road existing, right? So our plan is to construct this roundabout. When we do that, the roadway kind of really shifts to the north, and we are going to construct a frontage road along these properties here. So they won't have direct access to the roundabout, but they'll have direct access to Mullen Road and gosh, I think it's Mary Avenue over here. So this is just, the first one is with Jarris Bray, and it was really originally just going to be an owner notification only, just telling them that their access would change. But we also offered up that we would pave 10 feet into their property if they signed an agreement to give us a construction agreement. So Jarris has signed that construction agreement. So the first one is with Jarris, and that's just to allow us to construct the approach on his property. Another one is with the Flynn's. We had to acquire quite a bit of property from them. You can see where this right-of-way line would have kind of run straight across here. And now you can see it on this gray line where it kind of has some angles. And we had to acquire that property in order to construct this roundabout. So I think that was the third item that I had. And then let me jump down the road to, this is Mullen and Mary Jane. So this, I believe, was the Klaus property. So we simply are going to relocate their approach, and we needed a construction permit to do that, or a temporary construction easement to do that. So you can see their existing approach here accesses the Mullen Road. Well, with the roundabout, they're going to have direct access to the roundabout, and so we had to kind of
Bump it over.
Yeah, we have to design this little approach, and so they've signed the agreement for providing us a construction easement. So those are the three. And any questions?
No, I don't have.
No.
Yeah, glad
Can
to see.
can
Yeah.
we take
Yeah,
all
we
three
can-
of them, or does it need to be one at a time?
Nope, you can
I
move
guess
on.
they're just-
6, 7, and 8. We can do them as a group.
Okay, thanks, Shane. I'm gonna motion to approve or move items 6, 7, and 8.
I will second that. Any further discussion? See none. All in favor? Aye. All right, so ends our action items. Rolling into correspondence. Missoula Aging Services AmeriCorps Seniors Program, letter of support. And I think we do have someone from Aging Services here. Is that correct?
I think Laura is on to, okay, perfect. Go ahead, Laura.
Oh, great. So I unmuted properly. Wonderful. Well, thanks for having me. And I just want to say, like, by signing this letter of support to our funders, it ensures that we'll be able to continue to get both the funding we need to support our critical community needs, and we will give our community the community volunteerism national recognition that will help support AmeriCorps seniors programs nationwide. And for you all in the meeting, we get approximately $400,000 worth of grant funding each year from AmeriCorps seniors. So it's a huge support for this letter to be signed.
Great. Well, thanks for all the work that you do at Missoula Aging Services, and we'd be delighted to sign this letter, and we'll get it circulated around and do so.
Absolutely.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much.
You bet.
Sorry.
Thank you for joining us.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Right. Second letter. This is to Mr. Jarnovic. Shane, or who else would like to speak to this?
Yeah, this is me, Dave, Shane. Yeah, this is just the response to Mr. Jarnovic's emails regarding his concerns on Cross Street and Fleming between Clinton and Bonner out on just kind of off of Highway 210. So, yeah, we've had these discussions with the commissioners before on his concerns and a response. So this is just the letter with response.
Yeah, thanks for working through this, Shane and Eric.
Yeah, thanks. And this will put the onus back on Mr. Jarnovic a little bit to work collaboratively with his neighbors. So, okay, thank you. Our final item under correspondence is a request that the BCC sign a letter of commitment to allocate up to $90,000 of first-time home buyer assistance through the Missoula County Trust/Trust Montana Home Buyer Choice Program to the Habitat Home Buyer Assistance Project in East Missoula. Who would like to speak to this?
Hi, Dave. This is Erin Couts from the Grants Division of CAPS. And I will just speak to this real quick. This is a item that we brought to the CAPS BCC meeting last week. So I know you have some background about it, but I do believe that Heather Harp from Habitat is on the phone or on the call or whatever meeting, and Julie Steitler and Heather McMillan from Homeward might be on as well. So, but basically we have program income from a 1992 home grant that we have put towards a project with Trust Montana, and they were initially going to do scattered site community land trust like home purchases. But Habitat for Humanity is working on this project in East Missoula to build homes that they're partnering with Trust Montana that will make them permanently affordable as part of a community land trust. And this letter is basically committing those funds.
Thanks. And we've talked about this in the past, so no need to twist our arms to convince us, but does anyone else have anything they would like to add at this point? Okay, this letter will be circulated and we will get it signed and to where it needs to go.
Great. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Heather.
Thanks everyone for joining us. Okay, moving on to discussion items. Missoula County Employee Benefits Plan for FY22. Who is this?
This is Erica.
Okay.
So commissioners, I just wanted to get you an update on proposed rate increases for the benefits plan for fiscal year 22. The reason it's on for today and it's not an action item is we will also have some proposed amendments to the plan, none of which will be negative impacts, meaning if anything, they're expanding benefit opportunities. So we're certainly not taking any benefits away, but we're not quite prepared to bring those. And so I will bring the official rate increase and those amendments sometime in May. But I wanted to make sure you were updated because we will be sending out the proposed rate increases to members because open enrollment starts next week. So we want to make sure people are aware of the rates for the fiscal year as they're looking at potentially changing their benefit elections. So that being said, the only change we're going to see for rates or that I'm going to propose is for the medical plan. I'm proposing a 3% increase. We haven't seen an increase to that benefit since fiscal year 20. So we remained flat last year. The driver of this is almost entirely related to pharmacy claims. I know I've talked with you all about this previously. The big driver behind pharmacy claims going up are specialty medications. We've had a couple of new specialty medications come on, and those drugs are typically running us between $5,000 and $8,000 a month per prescription. So when you see a couple of those new drugs come on, it just really impacts the size of plan that we have. So in real numbers, right now, the plan has spent just over $2 million on pharmacy. So I'm projecting that we'll be close to $2.5 million in pharmacy spend by the end of this fiscal year. Comparing that to last year, we were at 1.9 million for pharmacy spend. That's a really significant increase. We certainly are looking at it, trying to figure out what we can do to contain it without changing the benefit in terms of shifting that cost back to members, because that obviously doesn't help our employees. So for now, I think the 3% increase will work for next year, but I hope, as you know, the work that we're doing over here, we don't always want to cover those costs with premium increases because there's got to be some other strategies, hopefully, to contain costs through contracting with our pharmacy benefit manager. Everything else is really healthy in terms of financials. Dental, vision, we just don't see a lot of changes there. The medical side, we're seeing a little bit more on the claims, but we were down a lot last year for claims because of COVID. People didn't go to the doctor at the end of the year. So I just wanted to make sure you're aware of this, and then employees and any other members on the plan should be seeing those rate proposals come out the first part of next week.
Great. Thanks for the preview, Erica.
Yep. Thank you.
More to come.
Thanks, Erica.
Okay, anything noteworthy on the legislative front other than hoping that the legislature finally adjourns sooner rather than later?
Yeah, it looks like they will adjourn either later today or very first thing tomorrow morning. Nothing really to add other than, of course, as you can expect in the last throes of the legislative session, we are seeing some really bad amendments to really bad bills. And Dave, you saw one this morning from Lori about that, and Commissioner Vera did too, so I won't belabor that point.
Yeah, it's I'm speechless. Okay, we will press on and also hope that the governor vetoes some of the bills that we've requested him to veto. Anything COVID-19 related?
Nothing for me.
Okay, and we will let you have the last word on that. Nothing from the CAO. So I think we're done. Anything else that folks need to bring up right now? Okay.
Juanita can go. I just need to make sure, commissioners, you're okay with that letter that's proposed, support letter from CFAC. They need it by Friday, which means we'll have to notice it after we've sent it, since
for sure.
tomorrow is Friday.
Yeah.
So we'll just,
Yes.
okay, we'll just stamp it with your signatures then as soon as I get a copy of the letter. So.
Okay.
Great. Thank you.
Anita, go catch a plane.
And oh my gosh, Strohmeyer, you run an amazing meeting. Thank you so much. Thanks, everyone.
All right. Goodbye.
Thanks, Anita.
Bye.
Safe travels.
Thanks.